The Joe Rogan Experience.
This is why we get to say whatever the fuck we want.
Well, it's a
That's why we're the
gatekeeper
best.
thing.
Us and Saudi Arabia. Yeah. It's just us and Saudi Arabia, by the way. We're the best ones, by the way. Yes. Yeah.
What was that experience like going over there?
Man, it was like I performed in the Middle East before, so
Right.
like
You've done a bunch of shows out there.
Yeah, like it's just not everybody make this big thing like, oh my god, it's gonna be so crazy, blah blah. I posted I posted my set because people were saying all this shit like, oh, I didn't change anything, and all these comics were doing it. I'm like, all right, well, I'll show you. This is what I did. You tell me if I took it easy on them. You tell me if I cared. And people made all this fucking big deal about like, oh, they made you sign a list of things you can't say. And it's just like, do you really think the fucking king cares about the clowns coming to the festival? Like, you think he really gives a fuck about that shit? No. Like,
Well, he would care if it was humiliating.
it's some middle guy who's like, I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm going to say this. They do that shit anywhere you go. They did that shit when I was in UAE. I didn't fucking look at it. I'll never look at a list once in my life. I'll perform wherever my fans are. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's my take on it. It's like, I'm going to perform wherever my fans are. I don't give a fuck what their governments do. I'm going to perform for my fans. Simple as that. That's what it is. I just happen to have fans over there. There are a lot of guys who like can't perform outside of Brooklyn who are like, I would never go. And it's like, well, no one was asking you.
Right. No one's inviting you.
Yeah. You also don't have to.
Right.
But it might be different if you got like tons of DMs of people going, please come out here. We've been watching your special. We've been doing all these things. You're like, oh, that'd be really awesome to come perform for you guys. So,
Yeah, but the idea is you're being paid by a dictator.
Good. My fans get a discount. It's not like they didn't. It's not like they didn't have to pay for the tickets. Do you know what I mean? Like there's just a little added on top from the family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Bro, this comic out there said the funniest. It's fucked up. He said the funniest shit. And I was like, yeah. So what do you think about them? You know, chopping up that journalist. He goes, they chopped up one journalist so women can drive.
Oh no!
I was dying, bro. I was dying. Bro, when we're out there, it was so funny.
That is true. Like MBS, that's not true. What you said, but
Yeah.
it is true that MBS is the
He's
reason
the
why women
progressive
can
one.
drive. Yeah.
The other guy, the NBM, was the guy who was going to be more conservative. But yeah, so it's like, it was so funny because like when we were out there, like there are chicks driving now, obviously. You know what I mean?
How are they doing?
Well, we got in one accident, 2 female drivers.
They're new at it.
Bro, so it's like we got out the car and you could see the look on their faces, the parts of their faces you could see. And and they were just like, damn, man, everybody's going to know. And it was, but it's funny, they said they get the girls all like Chinese cars. And I was like, why do they drive the Chinese cars? And they're like, it's the cheapest cars. They're just figuring this shit out.
They just started driving. Like imagine you're 50 and you just start driving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
No, they figure that shit out. But yeah, it was fun, man. I don't know, like, I don't even know if people care because like you see this shit online and like everybody feels like they need an opinion on it. I even see comics going like, a lot of people have been asking my opinion on it, so like I need to give your fucking opinion.
Have they really been asking? Like, what are you talking
Nobody's
about?
asking a fucking opinion. It's almost to the point where, and then I ask like any regular people, they're like, they don't really care because they're watching like the 6 best tennis guys perform in Saudi this weekend.
And golfers and race
And
car
UFC,
drivers
and boxing and everything. So
Yeah.
it's just like, how much and they just put $1 billion into like a Hollywood movie studio. So I'm screenshotting. Everybody who talks, I'm screenshotting because I'm waiting for you to do a movie with it. I'm waiting. I'm petty. I don't forget. You forgive. You know what I mean? You have somebody on your pod who had someone on their pod talking shit. You're better than me.
Yeah.
You're better than me.
You got to be able to just let things go.
I can't wait for Gavin Newsom to go on Bad Friends. I can't. I want to see I'm distancing myself from the Rogan Sphere tour.
That's
First
hilarious.
stop, Bad Friends.
That's hilarious.
I thought that was corny.
Yeah.
I thought it was corny.
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't know. It is what it is.
You're more forgiving.
There's no time that you should, in my mind, no time that you should be spending on these kind of conflicts. It's like pointless. It's wasted energy.
Yeah, but it's fun to talk some shit.
Well, you know, when I decided to talk shit about Maron was after the Theo thing. After Theo kind of went off the rails.
Yeah.
And Theo went off the rails right after Maron put him in his special.
Yeah.
You know?
You know my issue with that joke in the special? It was just like what Twitter says. It wasn't even like a creative angle.
It's not good.
It was just like literally what every tweet would say.
Meanwhile, it was one of the funniest jokes he's ever made because it's an impression of a really funny guy.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to rely on Theo's impression. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like my whole thing with Maron is like I think that like people outside of comedy have this idea of him, but like everybody inside comedy knows he's a piece of shit, and they've known it for years. And like this is not just like us.
No.
You know, like there's that great like Jon Stewart story about their thing, which is like I don't even know what people know, but like John took that MTV show and Maron like ripped him for how you sell out, you piece of shit, how dare you do it. And then when John leaves to go do another show, guess who takes over that same show? Maron. That's who we're dealing with. So it's like, it's one of these things where like inside the game, we all know who the pieces of shit are and we just go, ugh, we roll our eyes at it.
This is how Marc Maron works. He sees you get successful. He feels bad, so he comes up with a reason why you're bad.
Exactly. And he'll find some like intellectualization of it to justify his bitterness.
You want to know what he hit me with Fear Factor?
What do you say?
You're taking jobs away from comedians who would be writing on sitcoms.
What? How is that?
What? Because I'm doing a
people eat
reality
cockroaches?
show. So the reality show, which is #1 show in the country,
Yeah.
would have if it didn't exist.
That was a Trump moment right there.
#1. It was the best. But when the idea was that somehow or another this is stealing, it's the dumbest justification.
You're just
where
angry,
you
bro.
You didn't look at it at all. You didn't have any insight. You didn't like step back and go, okay, let me reflect on this. Does this make any sense? Because it doesn't make any sense because those people are doing a job outside of comedy.
Exactly.
Just like me. I'm doing a job outside of comedy too.
But you can't even give it any credence. It's like the guy, every criticism he has, he's guilty of. Like he's like, how dare you have presidents on the pod and have fun with them? And it's like, you had Obama before anybody. You started this. You didn't ask Obama anything about fucking drone strikes or whatever. And frankly, and I love Obama. I just want to point that out. Like I actually really do. And I know there's probably fucked up shit that anybody in power got to do. But like I liked him.
I love him as a statesman. I think he was the best statesman we've ever had.
You just felt good.
Yes.
You just felt good.
We felt like he's a great representative of America.
100%.
He's as intelligent and measured as anybody who's ever held the office. Better than like Clinton when he was young was really good. I think Obama was another level.
Yes. So
I think Obama was another level.
Anyway, but it's like, yeah, you did it. You did the thing. You did the exact same thing. Talk all this shit about like, oh,
we just had him on recently. You didn't ask him anything.
Of course he did.
Anything like would you have repealed the Smith-Mundt Act?
But is that surprising to you?
No, not
of course not, because we know, because we're inside.
Well, this is the thing. He like positions himself as this intellectual, but he doesn't say anything interesting.
Yeah, I think
there's nothing that guy ever says where I'm like, wow, that's a unique insight.
That's the thing.
Fucking never. It's childish with a good vocabulary.
No, I think he's a smart guy. I think he's probably smarter than he is funny, and I think that drives him crazy.
Yeah, but he's also too obsessed with himself to be reflective enough to understand like why other people don't like him.
Wait, you're saying the guy who talks by himself for 5 minutes before the president comes on? 15 minutes? If there wasn't for Fast Forward, there would be no Maron podcast.
Yeah.
And that was before
just the rant.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the rant. Imagine.
But anyway, so it's just like
the rant is what killed the show, by the way. If he didn't have the rant, he probably wouldn't be like bottom 200.
I think better shows came out, and it's just like that's just the nature of the game.
There's that too, but it's also like he's not that good at talking to people. He's not nice.
So I don't know. My whole feeling about it is just like we know who the pieces of shit are in our industry,
right?
And like we're aware of it because we've seen them from the jump. Like if I'm sitting down with a comedian, right, and like this is why I don't fuck with a lot of them is like if you immediately start talking shit about your co-host to me when I'm sitting down with you, like. I got to start questioning your integrity a little bit. It's like, that's your boy. Like, why are you shit-talking your boy to me?
Right.
So it's, but you saw it. A lot of these guys, man, you saw it. You saw a lot of these guys. You saw, and it's like, I think a lot of this is just salvation, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's like they see an internet trend, and I think that like right now there's this internet trend, oh, the fucking manosphere, blah, 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 blah. And I think I see guys who you were very generous to, like you let your platform, your millions of followers, the biggest show on the planet, help them make tons of money, help them really have success, build their own platforms. And now they see like an internet trend about like the manosphere or whatever. And I see guys like trying to create a little separation. I see all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you use this guy to make millions of dollars and get all these fans. And now you see online outrage and you're like, oh no, that's them. That's not me. It's like you had no problem being part of the Avengers. You know what I mean? You had no problem being in the photos. You had no problem before. And now you see a little shit going on. You separate. I feel like that's the moment you double down for your boy. That's the moment you go, I know that person. What people are saying about him isn't real. And you refute that. That's what I would do. I mean, whatever.